And welcome to the Sports Authority. I'm Harvey Smilovitz. Need your fantasy facts? We'll have them at the bottom of the screen for you. The voice of the Bengals, Brad Johansson, will be along shortly. Hopefully have some reaction from the big game in Jacksonville tonight. Plus, we have baseball playoffs and NASCAR's chase. But we'll kick off the show with the Bengals highlights from tonight's game. For that, we toss it over to Marshall Harris. Marshall?
Thanks, Harvey. Let's go back to week one. Early second quarter, Bengals down 3-0. Rudy Johnson scores to put the Bengals up 7-3. And since then, the Bengals haven't worried about playing catch-up because they haven't trailed. That is until tonight's game against Jacksonville. Jags' Fred Taylor starts things with a boom. Jacksonville's first play from scrimmage into the pile, but don't call him drop dead, Fred. 41 yards to the house, but Jimmy Smith going to be called for holding Torrey James. It comes back. Bengals hadn't given up a first quarter touchdown all year. Byron Leftwich changes that. Hits big tight end George Wrighster. Can't say Delta O'Neal does the same. Gets hurdled on the way to a 26-yard touchdown. Delta dips his helmet but comes up with air. Jags up 7-0. Bengals with special teams problems. Kyle Larson's first punt, a 69-yarder, was called back. This one never makes it forward. Derek Wimbush beats Marcus Wilkins and blocks it. Jags recover at the 33. Short field leads to this. Josh Scobie, 32-yard field goal, 10-0 Jacksonville. Now 13-0. Bengals driving. Carson Palmer rolls right until it finds a target. Chad Johnson pulls it in. Bengals on the board. Chad revives the Bengal offense, but can't do the same for the ball. Jags up 6.5. Third quarter, Jacksonville back on the move. Leftwich finds Ernest Wolford, who takes Torrey James to the weight room. 12-yard touchdown. Wolford stiff arm. Too strong for Torrey. Check out the replay. Jags go up 20-7. Bengals in business, though, on 3rd and 5 at the 13. Carson has Chris Henry open in the end zone, but the rookie can't get it. Take another look right through the hands. Bengals settle for a field goal. Lead cut to 20-10. Ensuing kickoff, Hannibal Navies is a football player making 2 football plays in one. Causes Wimbush to fumble and then recovers it. But all the Bengals can get is a field goal try. Shane Graham hits from 48. It's a 1-touchdown game, 20-13. Fourth quarter, Bengals go for it on 4th and inches at the 39. Rudy steps on the treadmill, 76 yards on the night, but nothing here. Jags get the turnover on downs. Scobie gives Jacksonville a cushion. 53 yards with room to spare. It's a 10-point lead. Under 7 minutes of play, Palmer puts some giddy up in the offense. We're going streaking. Chris Henry right on time. 47-yard pickup down to the Jags 26. 3 plays later, Palmer with more rookie vision. Henry with 3 catches for 85 yards, including this 25-yard touchdown to make it 23-20. Now under 2 minutes, Bengals at midfield. Carson leading the potential game-winning drive. Instead, he leaves the Bengals' perfect record on the field. Darrell Smith with the strip. Akin Ayadele with the recovery. Jags hold on 23-20. The Bengals have now lost 7 straight in Jacksonville. No answer for Fred Taylor tonight. He rushes for 132 yards on 24 carries. Palmer, 22 of 33, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, but the one costly fumble. Ultimately, though, it may have been the penalties that cost the Bengals the game after being flagged 12 times for 94 yards. Well, one of many Bengals could be joining us Wednesday night for the Tri-State Chevy Dealers Presents Bengals Nation with Coach Marvin Lewis. Got questions for the coach? Want some autographs? Come down to GameWorks at Newport on the Levee Wednesday, 6 to 8 p.m. for the taping. Smooth transition to the poll question. Tonight, you make the call. What is the most disappointing aspect of the 23-20 loss? The poor tackling that leads to 181 rushing yards allowed, no sacks from the defense, the 12 penalties for nearly 100 yards, or just 1 forced turnover, and that was on special teams. Call 345-1212 to vote. We'll have your results a little later in the show.
The call, now the results. We asked, what is the most disappointing aspect of the 23-20 loss? 52% go with the penalties. That's definitely a problem all season long. Another 37% think the rushing defense, as Fred Taylor goes off tonight. Thanks.
Good evening, I'm Marshall Harris. Brad has the night off. Every June 14th, Americans recognize Flag Day, paying homage to the Stars and Stripes. This season, the Bengals have seen their share of flags, but not the kind to which you pledge allegiance. Instead, it's their league-high 57 yellow flags for 443 yards that are drawing criticism. But they're far from the only ones feeling like Flag Day comes every Sunday. Here's a look at the most penalized teams from Sunday's games. The Ravens lead the way with 21 flags for 147 yards. The Dolphins had 18. The Bucs and Bengals with 12 each. And the Saints with 11. See the common thread, all 5 teams losers, and that's a theme the Bengals fully realize.
I mean, it's just something we just got to cut down on. I mean, there's no getting around that, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just something we got to take care of, and something we got to cut down on that. Starting this week in practice, we gotta overcome that. Gotta get that out of the way.
We address it every day, but we don't have it in practice for whatever reasons. We get in the game and then we turn them in and they're not penalties. So I don't know. We got to do a better job of conferring with the official before the snap and making sure that he doesn't call something that he's supposedly not going to call and then call it. And we'll do a better job of continuing with that, to making sure our guys confer with the official each and every snap so that it's up to him.
If it was up to defensive end Dwayne Clemens, he would have been on the field Sunday against the Jags. Even though his substance abuse suspension was over, he wasn't on the 53-man roster until now. The Bengals make room by waiving backup center Larry Turner. You never know, Clemens could be one of our guests Wednesday night at GameWorks. The Tri-State Chevy dealers present Bengals Nation with Coach Marvin Lewis. Grab some autographs from the players and get a chance to ask the question to the head coach. The fun starts at 6 o'clock this and every Wednesday.